Hey y'all, sorry for not being here last week. I'm currently here in Michigan, about to attend my grandmother's funeral, so that's obviously not the most optimal time to want to make a video. To all you guys that have expressed concern and given your condolences, thank you very much. But it's the first Monday of Black History Month, so let's kick it off with something personal since I'm here in the D. Let's talk about Detroit and gentrification. Motel City. I've been coming to Detroit for as long as I can remember, and I love it here. There are so many cool staples of Detroit that you don't get anywhere else. Buddy's Pizza, Coney Island, Mediterranean restaurants on every street corner. That is quintessential Detroit for me. But back in the day, it was even doper. Much of what we enjoy today in American culture started in Detroit. Oh, you like pop and funk music? Thank Motown. You like driving around in that nice car of yours? Thank Henry Ford and General Motors. Oh, you an architecture fan? Detroit was called the Paris of the West because of its implementation of the Art Deco style of architecture. Detroit was where it was at until about 1967 when the infamous Detroit riot broke out. Now, Detroit had seen plenty of riots in its day, but this riot was a turning point in Detroit's relationship with the rest of the United States. This riot took place at the height of the civil rights movement and completely polarized the Detroit community. Detroit was branded as a place of civil unrest and constant violence. And yes, almost all the blame fell exclusively on the African American community. And as a result, not a lot of people wanted to go there anymore. And with the sudden drop in the economy, the once proud city began to fall into decay. Factories closed, power plants shut down, hundreds of thousands of people were left unemployed. But in the last couple decades, an interesting little process has begun called gentrification. It's the process by which a city tries to renovate and revive a deteriorated urban neighborhood by bringing in more affluent residents. That's the Wikipedia definition. I'm gonna put it in layman terms for you. The city hikes up the prices on everything and kicks out the poor people so that rich people and hipsters can move in. There have been long-standing debates on the process of gentrification, and it has its pros and cons. Yes, gentrifying a neighborhood brings in more people to that neighborhood and revives its economy, but at the cost of kicking out that neighborhood's original residents. And in the case of Detroit, it is almost exclusively minorities that get kicked out. Now, I'm not saying get rid of the process of gentrification altogether. Lord knows Detroit needs fixing. But there has to be a system in place to either help poorer folk accommodate or give them a new lodging since they can no longer afford to live in the gentrified area. It's kind of like the current healthcare system. You can't just take something away from people and then not replace it. But what gentrification does to a people's reputation is almost as bad as what it does to where they live. I am so tired of hearing people tell me how much Detroit sucks. People talking about, ew, you go to Detroit? Isn't there a bunch of poor people there? Isn't that place broke? I've never been there and I don't want to go. Detroit, Michigan was one of the greatest cultural icons of the United States. And to throw its greatness out the window because a bunch of minorities live there now is not cool. Before you say anything about Detroit, come on down here and visit. Don't knock it till you've been here. As always, if there's something that you want to talk about, leave it in the comments section below. And you can always contact me at my personal Twitter account in case you're, shy. Gentrification has good things and bad things about it. But if you're gonna gentrify, then you've gotta supply. Don't just leave poor people out in the cold because they can't afford the fancy new stuff you put in. And remember, don't diss Detroit.